All right, all right, all right. Who knows what famous actor said that? What movie, right? It was his very first lines he ever said in a movie. His story is phenomenal. So put it in the chat. Who knows? All right, all right, all right. Who did that come from? Michael, who did that come from? All right, all right, all right. Mark, who did that come from? A really famous actor. First lines he ever said in a movie. Yep. So, hey, you guys, thank you, like always, for being here with me. I had a big aha this morning. If you're with me live, it's a Monday. That's it. Oh my gosh, right on, Michael. So, in case you guys, who said that? It was Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, exactly. But I'm coming to you guys because live it's Monday morning. You might be listening to me later on the podcast. But before I get out of bed, one of the things I do is a quick 90-second meditation. And it really sets me up for how do I want to show up for the day? It really sets me up for let me choose how I want my day to be. Let me choose how I'm going to feel for the day. Let me choose what sort of energy I'm going to want to bring. So, what I'm asking you guys is you probably got up and decided or chose what you were going to put on for the day. If you're out on the West Coast right now, it's pretty blazing hot these days. You're probably wearing something that is a little bit, for warm weather. If you're out where I am, I don't know what in the heck we're having in the middle of June, this gloomy, overcast, like 62 today. Weird. Yesterday was beautiful, but I chose what I'm going to wear according to the day. But what's the bigger thing is we get to choose how we want to feel each and every day. So it is critical before you get out of bed, before you allow anything in the world to have an effect on you, to start influencing you, if you've already decided, just like you put on your clothes, you decided. Now, you might go change your clothes. I don't know. But for the most part, that's what you were like wore for the day, right? You're going to go on a trip. You bring clothes. That's what you decided and you chose. What is the feeling, the energy, the emotion that you want to have? And if you think about it in terms of you're in control versus think about it of like, well, when the world happens to me, how do I'm responsible, only me, I am responsible for how I'm going to show up. That means you are responsible for how are you going to show up. So are you going to let external forces play a role in how you feel, or are you going to have made that choice? So are you guys ready for a story? Let me tell you about a little story that happened to me today. Okay. So usually I'm going to get up and walk the dogs, but my husband usually leaves to work and then the dogs and I usually head out. So he's about to leave and he's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? Well, today's trash day. So we had our trash can on the street and our recycle on the street. And somebody had come in the middle of the night, whether a car hit it, whether it was kids pushing it, thinking they were funny. Anyways, it was knocked all over the street. So in the recycle, the glass, it was hit hard, or someone was, I don't know. Anyways, glass was everywhere. So my first thing in the morning, I got to come out. I could have been furious and pissed and mad because now my husband's got to get to work. One, I got to clean up where the car gets out to make sure it doesn't run over it. But two, we've got children in the neighborhood. We've got people walking their dogs. We've just got us living. Who wants glass everywhere? So, first thing I do this morning, I spent about, an hour and a half sweeping, 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 picking up tiny little pieces of anything I could pick up, sweeping, sweeping, sweeping. So, what would you wanted to have if that happened to you? What would have you felt? Mad, anger, put it down. Tell me, pissed, upset. Who did this, right? You want like revenge. But instead, I had already chosen that I'm just going to be joyous and grateful and thankful. I have no idea who did it. I have no idea why they did it. I have no idea. That's not for me to care. No, it happened. I need to clean it up. Is it really what I wanted to chose to want to have to do Monday morning? Not really, but you know what? I did it with love and joy. And whoever those poor people were, maybe they were just being idiots, or maybe they were going through something and made a really poor decision and they know it. I don't know. But instead, I just listened to the birds sing. I took some nice deep breaths. I moved my body because I'd already made the choice. So that is just so important. That did you pick out how you want to feel, the energy that you want to bring? Most of us just are constantly in reactive mode. React to this, react to that, right? Everything under the sun. Versus no, I get to decide. I am in control. Sometimes you might think things are like, oh, the world's always against me. It always happens to me. Not really. Not really. You guys can see I'm drinking out of my Ultra cup. I'm actually drinking my electrolyte drink. Do you guys ever, this is Element, LMNT, but one flavor of the electrolyte drink I drink hot. It's chocolate salt. It is so good. It's like the best hot chocolate you've ever had. But cold, no, you got to drink it hot. And so when it's a warm day, I don't really want hot chocolate, right? So my hot salt drink is because it's a chilly day today. So if you, I don't know what your favorite drink is. If it's a cold day, my favorite element flavors are either mango chili. Oh my gosh, you might think it's crazy. Mango chili, but so you get the sweet, the spicy, and the salty. It's so good. And my second favorite is grapefruit salt. Yep. Those are my favorite. So the other thing I wanted to ask you guys is right now, I feel like it is a time that all of us, people as consumers of content, are a little over video. Now, many of you guys that are live or watching a replay somehow, you may be watching me on video, but I am truly creating my podcast, and I would love for you to go over and subscribe, follow me over there, because audio is where we get to have this really cool connection conversation. Audio is when you're cooking, you're walking, you're doing other things, and you're just like taking me in, or whoever you're listening to your podcast. Video, it's like, oh, enough, oh, enough, oh, too much. It's so much stimulation that sometimes I think between live, reels, video, podcasting, YouTube, there's so many live platforms that it's easy to just not pay attention. But in a podcast, it's like you've chosen it. So you and that person are having this intimate conversation and dialogue. But the other thing I'm really finding with me, and I may ask you if you're finding this with you, I'm much more calm. It's like an audiobook. Someone's talking to me, right? It's easy listening. It's coming into my body more. I'm being present more when I'm listening to audio only. Do you guys find that? Let me know if you like listening to podcasts and audiobooks on an audio only. Sometimes the vision is just too much for our senses, right? Too busy, too much overload, overstimulation, whatever it is. Because some of you guys might be listening to me, even though you could be watching me, but you're not watching me. You're only listening to me. I do that a lot. So my podcast name is Thriving in Midlife, Redefining Aging and Wellness. I'm really helping people take control of their health. You don't have to be in midlife, but it seems to be the time that a lot of people are finally ready to say, I want to put me first. I need to put me first. Or I'm telling you, you better put yourself first, whatever that may be. But listening in the audio format is really, really nice. So, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen, again, you can pull up my name, Kellie Lupsha. Remember, I'm a Kelly with an IE, or search Thriving in Midlife, Redefining Aging with Wellness. We have great conversations. You know, I come on here, I come on with my colleague, Dr. Heidi Ratzabal. So you get both of us on the podcast. It's super fun. So who has an experience for me? Maybe it's today. You can pick out a time today that you felt a certain way or reacted a certain way with emotion. And then later you're like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't say that. I wish I didn't behave that way. I wish I didn't act that way. I wish I didn't feel that way. Yeah. We have so many different opportunities throughout the day to either react according to what life throws at us, or we set the tone and allow our energy to respond how we want. I'll give you another scenario. These are all like right as of really recent. So yesterday, we had taken the dogs on a nice hike. They needed a bath. We give them baths at our house. And then obviously when we take them to get groomed then and get haircuts, then they give them a bath. But in the meantime, we do it because we can. So we're washing them, and we've got two big girls, Bailey and Primrose, who are almost 9 and 3.5. They're our big Labradoodles. Then we have an older guy, a little dude. He's like 17. He's a miniature schnauzer, and he's getting old, but he's doing okay. So, anyways, I'm outside. I do the blow drying and the brushing and everything. My husband's like in the shower doing the shower part, and I take them like right. We kind of have our little system. So, anyways, the old guy was wrapped in towels while I was finishing blow drying another dog, and lo and behold, I go to unwrap him for his turn, and he had pooped all over. I'm like, oh dear gosh. So I could have been like, oh my God, I'm so mad at you. And I could have been so pissed and one more thing to do and clean up this poop. But instead, I'm like, poor old guy. It's hard some days, right? Like, do you think he meant to do that? Did he mean for me to have to clean up this mess? Of course not. But it feels like that sometimes. But guess what? I had already chosen. I picked out not just what I wanted to wear that day, but I picked out how I wanted to feel, what I wanted to experience, the energy that I get to bring. So if you're thinking, Kelly, this is so weird, I've never even thought that. It's true. I thought that too one day long ago, until now I do every single day. Before I get out of bed, I do not let the world play upon me for me to feel a certain way of the world. I know life is going to happen. I know things come in our day that disrupt it. I know everything's not going to always flow perfect and smooth. So therefore, I just choose how I want to feel, the energy I want to bring, what I want it to be like. And when those things happen, they happen. I already know. I'm expecting it, right? I'm also expecting that I can feel good. I don't even need to feel mad or upset or pissed or anxious because I've already chosen. So I'm going to ask you guys, take a week. Can you guys do that? Pick 7 days. And when you get up in the morning, maybe you're an alarm person, maybe you wake up on your own, whatever that may be, before you get out of bed, tell yourself, okay, self, how do I want to feel today? What's the energy I want to bring in today? And make a mental note of that. and tell yourself a few times, because you got to get used to this and you got to remember this. But remember, you chose. Once you chose, that's it. You're good. I tell people this a little bit that they're like, oh gosh, Kellie, I went out to eat and I struggled because of dessert, or oh, over the weekend I splurged, or oh, I was traveling, or oh, it's just so hard. Oh, I didn't get any of my exercise in. So I ask people if they're really on this wellness journey, like, are you ready to be well, feel better? And we all have these little times we don't do everything all the time. We know that. That's like a given. So don't set expectations that it's 100% all the time. No, like, are you doing it 80%, 90%? Pretty good. And if not, okay, you got a little work to do, but you're working towards that. But the question you need to put in your head, just like when you wake up in the morning and you say, how do I want to feel? What is the energy I want to have? You need to tell yourself, I am well. My body is that chooses things, because what does a healthy person do? So already your choices fall in that vein. If you don't think that, then you're like, ooh, my God, cookies, ice cream, this, drinks, we're good. Starbucks, I'm all in, fun. But if you already say, oh no, I'm a healthy person, you decided that. So then what does a healthy person decide? Oh, I'll have the tea. Oh, I'll have black coffee. Oh, I'll have just the baby scoop of ice cream, because that's who you are. So it's so weird to think we are in so much more control than we think. And my goal is to empower you. It's not the world. It's not our medical system. It's not your neighbor. It's not the next drink. It's not a thing. It's you. Empower yourself that you are in control. You can have this abundant life, this extraordinary life. But if you don't get in charge of your emotions and you're like always upset and pissed and angry because you didn't choose to be happy and joyful and grateful, then we need to start making some shifts. If you want to be well and feel great and have more energy, then you kind of can't keep doing the same things that made you not sleep well and have poor energy. Do you get that? It's like when people are really healing from maybe some trauma, you can't heal in the same environment you experienced the trauma. So if you live in a household and inside the whole house is full of terrible food and junk and sugar and trans fats and chemicals, but you say you're a healthy person, it's like, I'm not in the same environment. That doesn't match. You need to make it match and flow, but it's your choice. You get to decide. Nobody else decides for you. So today, the whole goal of today was to empower you to take 90 seconds before you get out of bed. This doesn't really take a full 90 seconds. I take 90 seconds because I think about many things. But I want you to say, all right, the next 7 days, I'm going to do it. And I want to know, are you in? Can I count on you? You're like, I'm going to do it for 7 days. I'm going to wake up in the morning before I jump out of bed. I'm going to choose the energy I want to bring and how I want to feel. You good? I'm good. Have we had a great conversation today? Have you chosen the energy that you want to have? Did you choose how you decide how you want to feel? Oh my gosh, so many people. There's Marin. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, guys. Yeah. You choose how you want to feel, the energy you want to bring, and you will be amazed at how you feel so much better in your day, the flow of your day. You're out of like this raging, anxious cortisol all day long because you're not responding in your fight or flight. It's okay. It's okay. Become the person you want to become by choosing how you want to feel. So I'm going to have you guys report back and see 7 days from now. Did you do it? Was it kind of fun? Did you actually feel better? Did you catch yourself like, oh, nope, I already chose that I was going to be joyous today? So that thing that they just dump my trash all over the, street, it's okay. I'm going to be joyous because I get to move my body. I have the health to move my body. I get to listen to the birds, enjoy the fresh air. And it's just because I've already chosen. So I want to know, report back in, who's in, tell me in the comments if you're with us. In the comments, tell us, are you going to choose in the morning how you are going to feel? All right, I hope so. I hope this was helpful. Always remember that I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But like I said before, I love having intimate conversations with people. And so put me in your ears. Come over onto my podcast. Find me over there, Thriving in Midlife, Redefining Aging and Wellness. And you and I will have bigger, more robust conversations together. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me. And let me know if you're in for the 7-day challenge. Have such a good day, you guys. Till next week.